When I first started collecting watches, I saw a watch in a magazine somewhere. It was probably an AP with a wandering hour, and it sort of blew my mind. Fast forward about 10 or 20 years, and now you can get a wandering hour for under $400. That is pretty incredible. Today we're going to take a look at a watch from OLTO-8 that is actually under $400. You're getting a wandering hour complication, and it's actually really good looking. It's one of the thinnest wandering hours that I featured here on my channel. It's also one of the smallest, so this will actually fit smaller wrists, and of course it's automatic, powered by a Miyota 9000 series. So let's flip the camera and take a look at a wandering hour that is actually proportioned really well for someone with a smaller wrist. These days, you actually have a lot of choices when it comes to affordable wandering hour watches. However, today we're going to take a look at a watch that is a little bit different from the pack. This is OLTO-8, and this is their Roto. And what's different about this watch? Well, there's actually three things that are different from all the other wandering hour watches, the affordable wandering hour watches that I have featured here on my channel and that I have seen. Number one, the size. This is 38.5 millimeters, and it's around 12 millimeters thick. It gets a lug to lug of 45.8 millimeters. So the proportions on this is obviously smaller than most of the other wandering hour watches that are affordable on the market. Number one. Number two, this has a very traditional looking case. There's a few features to the case that are nice. There's some scalloped edges on the sides, but nothing too crazy. There's nothing weird about the case. Every other case that I've seen has something weird about it. This is a very traditionally sized and traditionally shaped case. So that's also something a little bit different for this watch. And then the third thing I want to mention here is price. $389 on their Kickstarter right now, and I don't think it's going up to something astronomical in the thousands of dollars. I think eventually it goes up to like $599, something like that. This is powered by a Miyota 9000 series, a 9039, so a dateless version of the 9015. You get a wandering hour complication here. It's a 3-arm wandering hour, so there are 3 discs, and that's how you tell the time. Each one of those discs past this area of the dial, that top portion, that is the minutes. So obviously right now it is around 4:33 because it's between the 30 and the 35. And of course the arm has 4 o'clock. Those discs are transparent, and you do have a fume dial. There is loom on those discs, and there is loom on the minute track as well. I believe that the hours and the minutes are loomed, but we will do a loom shot towards the end. Now, you do get to see the movement from the back. The only thing I would complain about is that you don't have a signed rotor. I would like to see a signed rotor on here. But again, this is $389, and it has a Miyota movement. It gets, I think, only 50 meters of water resistance, which isn't terrible considering this is really a dress watch. This is something that you could definitely wear as a dress watch. It's sized as a dress watch and definitely will fit under a cuff. This is something that you could actually wear every day, and I'll throw it on my wrist right now so you could see. Before I do, today I have on a really cool watch from a Chinese brand called Loom, and they make some really high quality watches through a manufacturer that is pretty high quality, and this is a really interesting sort of way of displaying the moon phase. It's not really a moon phase, it's actually a moon date. We'll get back to that when I make a video for it, but really cool watch, definitely something to check out. Well, there it is on my 7.5-inch wrist. Like I mentioned, this is under 39 millimeters. It's around 12 millimeters thick. That's including the domed sapphire crystal, because you do get a very domed sapphire crystal on here. It is pretty high, so that does add to the thickness, and this is not a thick watch considering it's only 12 millimeters thick, and it does have obviously a complication in here that does take up room. And then you have a lug to lug of under 46 millimeters. So all in all, this will fit someone with a much smaller wrist than I have. And $389, like I said, considering what you're getting here, I think that is a phenomenal price. Well, there you go. The minutes are loomed, the hours are loomed, not an incredible amount of loom. And of course you don't have a running seconds hand. So I do wish there was a running seconds hand. That would be very, very useful. So you could see that your watch is actually working. I like to have that. Loom is fading pretty quickly on everything except for those discs. Again, considering the price on this watch and what you're actually getting, considering that they used a 9039, I think that is a great price, even though you don't get a ton of loom. Loom would have been nice on this watch because it is really cool, and it looks even cooler when it is lit up at night, but I guess, you know, loom does cost a lot of money, so they didn't want to add a lot of loom to the watch. Tell me what you guys think down in the comments below. I think the 3 reasons why this is a little bit different from all the other wandering hour watches that we've seen on the market thus far do make this a little bit special, especially that price and especially the size. The thinness of this and that traditional case, I think that makes it kind of different and kind of special. But tell me what you think down in the comments below. I want to hear from you guys. Please also don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell icon. It's super helpful for the channel, and I very much appreciate it. Anyway, guys, thank you for logging on. I'll catch you in the next video.